Hello there. It's Sam. We're doing the Bankroll challenge. We're up at $4,571 here in episode 12. Very close in our first milestone of $5,000 to be 5% of the way. We're going to play some 1-3, possibly some 2-5 tonight, and we'll see how it goes. We're going to keep with the plan of just running really, really good. Cheers, and I'll see you in the next one.
Our plan of running very good didn't work out this time. We didn't play the best. We were having a few drinks, we're having some fun, making some pretty light river calls that I probably wouldn't have normally, but let's see some hands. We got King 10 of diamonds in middle position, open this up to $12, and we get the cutoff as well as the big blind calling. So we're 3 ways to a flop, which comes down Queen 3-3. So pretty dry flop. I think we can definitely bet here. We've got the backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draw, overcard. So we bet $12, and the big blind makes the call. So heads up to a turn, comes down all right. We got the 10 of hearts, so we make a pair. He checks it. No sense in betting here. I don't think we're gonna get a second street out of 9s to 4s here. So we check it back, see what happens on the river. River is a blank 9 of clubs. He checked it again, and we're gonna go some very thin value here. We bet $10, and after a little bit of thinking, he tosses in the call. We're good. Nice to get that extra $10 of value there. The very next shuffle, we get King 10 of diamonds again. What are the odds? It's insane. Button straddle is live. Under the gun player has limped. We've got King 10 of diamonds. We're gonna raise it up to $25. Folds all the way back down, all the way back around. Can't speak. To the under the gun player who ships his $75 stack into the middle. We're calling. We get a Jack 10-9 flop, so pretty good. 6 of clubs, 6 diamonds. We show, unfortunately, our opponent has the Queen Jack, so they are going to win that one. Ooh, we got a little Ace Jack of hearts in early position, make it $12. Folds around the hijack, the cutoff, as well as the small blind make the call. So we are 4 ways to a flop, which comes down pretty sweet. King 4-3 with 2 hearts. When it checks to us, heads up, I would probably put this hand in my check range, but multi-way, this hand is just too strong to not keep bluffing at. So checks to me, we're gonna bet. Don't make it big, maybe like 15. Okay, $20. I'm fine with that. The cutoff also calls, and the small blind gets out the way. So off to a turn, which is pretty good. It's Queen of Spades. So we pick up a gut shot as well. And he's only got $83 of pot size bet. We're gonna put max pressure on him, try and get a fold. We jam all in and fold, and he does. So we're gonna pick off this pot. Pretty happy with that result. Okay, proper straddles on. We've got King Queen suited in the cutoff. Definitely gonna raise this up to 18. We get the button that comes along as well as the big blind, and the straddler folds. So 3 ways to a beautiful looking flop. Queen 4-2, so we got backdoor flush draw, really good pair, good kicker. Checks to us, we're gonna start with a small bet of $20, and button raises to 70. So big blind gets out the way, and against most 1-3 players, I would just fold this, but I played with this person quite a bit before, and he does do some weird things from time to time, and he's definitely capable of having 3-5 or some hearts here, so we're gonna toss in the call, see what happens. Turn is the 9 of clubs, and I actually consider leading here because I think he's just going to check back at a very high frequency after that flop bet. I just got some weird feeling that he's going to check back here. I don't know what it is, but I think that's just getting a little bit too weird, so we're just going to check it over to him, and he does in fact check it back. River is the 4 of diamonds. We check it over to him with the intention of calling pretty much any bet. He bets $70. Yeah, I snap called this, which I think I would have come to a call anyways, but I should have taken at least 10 seconds to think it over. But we do toss in the call here. I don't know, his sizing just seems so value heavy. I think he goes bigger with a misdraw. But anyways, I think I would have found a call anyways. And he shows us the 6-4 suited, so he did river the trips. Bit unfortunate for us, but I think we're not getting away from that one. Alright, we once again got the proper straddle on. We got pocket 7s in the hijack. Easy open here to 18. Cutoff calls, button calls. And it folds back to the straddler, who decides to ship all in, $75. With all his dead money, we don't want to go multi-way, so we're just going to reshove. I don't think anyone has anything too strong. Someone's got jacks. So we reshove 400. Cutoff folds. And button is tanking. And I'm like, uh-oh. Please don't call with 8s or 9s here. And eventually, he tosses his jacks into the muck face up. So, we're pretty happy with that. Board runs out, ace 10 9, not my favorite flop, but after the turn and the river, he shows king jack and we are good. Okay, we've got an under the gun limp, the player to his left limps, and we got ace king of hearts on the button. Gonna bump this up to $20. Folds back around to the original limper, who decides to limp re-raise us to $70. Next player folds, and for this sizing, he doesn't have aces. I've seen him limp re-raise a lot before, and when he's got these strong, he always limp re-raises strong hands. He will never open raise them, but he's always been using a 3x sizing. So over here, I want to build a pot. I've got a great hand, and we could get him to fold a hand like ace king, right? We can get him off a chop, which is fantastic. So we're gonna go about 2.5x, which is probably a little bit big. I make it 175, but that's just too much of my stack, I think. I want to bring it, I think, like, how much is my stack? 480. I think a raise to like 120 or 130 would actually be better here. Something about the 1/4 of my stack, so that if I do have a bluff, I'm able to fold. But I'm never folding this, and I don't think the sizing matters too much here. So, but I do prefer 120 to 140 now that I'm looking at this. So I make it 175, but it does get through. So pretty happy with that result. All right, in the small blind facing 3 limps. I don't know, I just don't want to raise this. I'm just gonna over limp. I know. And big blind does check. So 5 ways to a flop. Ace 5-2 with 2 diamonds. So we do have a gut shot here. Checks it over to the low jack, who's the original limper, who bets 11. Hijack button, and we also make the call. So 4 ways to a turn. Doesn't improve us. The 9 of clubs. Check. Low jack looks like he wants to bet, but goes ahead and checks. Hijack checks, and button checks as well. So off to a river, which doesn't improve us. It's 10 of hearts. We're gonna think about giving up here. We check it, and then low jack bets small, $16. Hijack folds, button folds, and we're gonna get pretty out of line here with the blockers to one of the straights, or I guess, yeah, the only straight. So we got the nuts blocker here, and we're gonna raise it up big, which we'll do with 3-4 suited as well. So we pump it up to 145. Yep. Big old bet. He tanks for quite a while, you know, like 1-2 minutes, but eventually just decides on a fold. Nice, he folds ace jack to us, so very happy with that one. Definitely not necessary. All right, we have ace queen off. Button straddle is live. We're gonna raise it up to 20. A player to our left calls, as well as the low jack, and then the player from the previous hand in the cutoff also makes a call. So we are 4 ways to a flop, which is just horrendous. 9, 6, 5, 2 hearts. We are gonna check fold here, but checks around. Turn is amazing. Ace of diamonds. So we get there. Gonna start off with a small bet here, $30. We hit the low jack, who makes a call, as well as the cutoff. So off to a river, which is not great. It's a 4 of hearts. I'm just gonna check this over, see what happens. I check, low jack checks, and then the cutoff, who's a player from the previous hand of the pocket 3s, goes in, bets pretty big, 110 here. This player's a little bit on tilt, which plays into my decision here. The player behind us in the low jack, I don't think they got a flush, they have betted themselves, so I'm not worried about them beating me. I think this over quite a bit, and I just think he would bet a flush draw on the turn. Yeah, I'm like almost positive he would have bet a flush draw on the turn. I'm like sort of thinking it through. Ace 4 we lose to. That would suck. But I don't know, something just feels off. So I actually toss in the call. Low jack doesn't think for too long and folds 9-4 suited face up. He had 2 pair. But cutoff says we're good. So we are going to take down this one. Really nice to pick off a bluff there, which doesn't happen often at 1-3. Alright, we got ace deuce of hearts facing 2 limps. Definitely going to raise this up, make it $18, and everyone calls. So we're 4-handed to a pretty nice flop. Ace 7-7, backdoor flush draw, top pair. Our hand's not strong enough to bet 4 ways, so we're going to start with a check, and it checks round. Off to the turn, which is pretty much a blank, the 9 of diamonds. We're going to start betting here, so really small, $20, and the under the gun plus 1 player calls. So heads up to a river, hoping for another blank. Comes down queen of hearts, so pretty good. I think that we could possibly jam for value here, but I don't love it. Like, we are chopping with a lot of lower aces. I don't know. I actually decide to check call here and play a little bit defensively. Our hand's just not that great, and it's tough for him to have something here that he can call with that we beat. So I check it over. He bets 20. Yeah, we're happy to call this. We call, and he shows us queen 7 of clubs. We only lost $40 for top pair versus trips. That's amazing. I'll take that any day. That's less than the size of the pot and the flop. I am so happy with that. Alright, we're playing our final orbit here before we're going to rack up. We've got ace 8 of clubs and the low jack. Going to bump this up to 15. High jack makes a call, and so does the original limper. So we're 3-handed to a really nice flop. Ace king 8 with 2 spades. Checks it over to us. We're going to start with a bet. $15. Hijack makes a call, and under the gun gets out the way. So off to a turn, hoping for no spades. Comes down the 9 of hearts. Pretty good card. We're going to start sizing up here. He's only got 165 behind, so we don't have to go too big. I make it $50, and he pretty quickly calls. So off to a river, still hoping for no spade. Unfortunately, the deuce of spades rolls off. And here, I think for quite a while, I think all 3 options are good. All 2 up. Well, I guess 3 options. We could jam for value. We could block bet very small, like something like 10% pot, or we could check and evaluate. I keep thinking about checking or jamming, and then just it pops in my head. It's like, oh, you should probably do like a 10% bet here. And then I just did it. I just made it 15. He's thinking for quite a while, which is worrisome because if he was going to call, he would call pretty quickly. But he decides on a smallish raise to 56. And against most players, I would actually just fold this, but I've seen him do some weird stuff all night long. Like, he value bet a straight on a 4 to a flush board, and then got raised, and then called with top 2 on another 4 flush board. So I'm just, yeah, whatever. It's another $40. So we're tossing the call. He's got a pretty strong hand. He's got king 4 of spades, so we're not going to win that one. Unfortunate to lose that in our last orbit, or would have cashed out, I think, up 215 or so, but that's poker.
That is it for episode 12. In for 550, out for 616 for a win of $66. Bringing the bankroll to $4,637. We had a few hands that just couldn't hang in there. Our opponents got there. It's part of the game, though, and I had a lot of fun playing today. We had quite a few drinks with some new friends at the poker table. Always a good time when you're chatting, drinking, having some fun. That's what poker's about. Next session, we are going to hit $5,000 in the bankroll. I am calling it now. So, I'll see you in the next video. Get ready to celebrate.